Good morning, everybody. It is Mike. It is the 1st of November, Thanksgiving month, start of the holidays. Hope everybody had a great Halloween. This is your morning setups call. Guys, I'm going to keep this one quick this morning. We have a big gap up, which is going to make this a whole lot of fun today. We also have the Fed at 2, and I think Yellen has her press conference at 2:30. So we have the recipe for a very choppy, whippy day until they see and they absorb this. So the chances of me chasing this gap up are slim here, especially when you look at some of the stuff that's happened. Facebook, huge move into earnings tonight already now, 182, new all-time high, all the way up. I don't think I'll be looking at that today. Apple, which has earnings tomorrow, had a big move to 170, and now it's pulling off of it hard. Maybe there is a trade here today, a quick scalp back up to 170. We'll see how this works. I'm not very anxious to get involved. Tesla overnight, after a big wake-up day yesterday, has continued, and you can see it's already moved and taken itself all the way up to it's at 332. So this one has earnings tonight. If it really wants to rip and get going, it can squeeze, and you can easily see 341 today on Tesla. Give it a couple minutes to set up, but Tesla could easily see 341 if they want to run this into earnings tonight. Right to the 21-day would be in a good spot. Baba, we talked about this one, likes to run into singles day a while ago. It woke up. It has earnings tomorrow morning. And overnight, this thing just tacked on another huge amount, another $5. So again, we're just talking about very hard to chase a lot of these moves today. That said, there is usually a trade on the banks going ahead of the Fed. The banks were lethargic yesterday. They closed a week for the most part. The one that's interesting to me that didn't close weak is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs stayed strong all day, still long my calls on it, and now we'll see if it can clear. Tried to get going and it above this area, fell back, but held in most of the candle. So I do like Goldman Sachs. Keep an eye on that for a long here. Also, I'm going to watch X today. This could be a quick fade or a move. And the reason I'm going to bring this up, it had earnings last night. You can see it's popped $3.50. It's right into this resistance area here at the top of this. And and a big if it can get through this 28 zone, this 28, whatever this candle is, 28 what? 28.94, it's got gap to fill. And X, which is a tough name to trade, it usually doesn't do when it's up at highs, it falls back. When it's at lows, it bounces. This could give a quick trade into this gap to finish filling this gap here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Twitter gave us a nice pullback yesterday. Still way above the 8-day. We'll see. I'd like to see the 8-day catch up before I re-engage this one. Volume still remains high on it. This is just a little bit of profit taking here. So we still have plenty of gap to fill here. So we'll see how this one plays as well. Other than that, a lot of earnings reports came out last night. The big guys are tonight and tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. So at this point, guys, I'm just going to take it easy. I may focus on some energy as well. The reason I want to point that out, oil had API numbers last night. They were very good. And you can see here that energy is moving off of that. It's up at 55.22. We have not been up here, I think, for most of the year, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 55.24. So we're 2 cents shy of the year of the 52-week high. So, let's watch some of these names. Energy started poking its head up yesterday, finally getting its head back up above the 200-day. We'll see if that can continue. We're not up all that much today. And if we're going to go to here, we're going to look at some of the names that have already reported. XOM's reported and it hung in. CVX reported. They've hung in okay. BP had good numbers yesterday, gave a big gap. COP, right? So all these names, they're sitting here pretty good. They look poised to move. APC had good numbers. Right, this one looks like it really, just like the XLE trading, almost lock and step with it here. So keep an eye on some of these names, just some different ideas today. Remember, just be careful today. They're going to try to be whipping the market around. I want to point something out. Yesterday, we had very, very low volume until the last couple minutes, right? Until the last 10 minutes or so, the volume was pathetic. Look at the amount of volume we had in the last 20 minutes or so. Huge volume on the SPY the last 20 minutes. We were looking at one of the lightest days of the year until then. So just keep in mind, we're probably likely to see another very low volume day. The Fed will come out. They may whip us around a little bit. We're hoping for a hawkish Fed that would put us in line for another rate hike in December, and the banks will love that, and then we can go from there. Guys, if you like what I'm talking about, I do this morning setups video every day. I post all the option flow and news and events that take place throughout the day on my private Twitter feed, along with trades. And every night I do a recap talking about what looks good in the markets, what doesn't look good, and also what options are still swingable and what I like here. In addition to that, I do go live throughout the day if conditions warrant. So everybody have a great day. Happy trading, and I'll see you all for the open at 9:30.